technology. So as a young entrepreneur, as a business owner that is yearning to sell your product, that is yearning for the people to get to know your product, can you adjust to technology? What do I mean? People own businesses. People are seated at home. They don't need to move to look for their customers. But specifically, they are making their businesses, they are making their money online. How do they do it? Dear ladies and gentlemen, it's what we are going to look at today. At the end of my session, we'll be in a position to know what it takes to make money online and how can you sell your product? How can you sell your service? How can you sell your idea to someone online? We said that in order to sell, someone should possess what we call a product or service. As a business owner, as a younger entrepreneur that is yearning to open up a business, which idea generation, which image of the product do you want to sell? Which service do you want to deal in? We have seen many businesses that are
recording in progress.
I'm very sorry for the network. I cannot have control over my network, but you bear with me. I was still emphasizing this point that in order to sell, someone should possess what we call a product or service. Whenever you want to operate your business online, which kind of product, which kind of service are you going to deliver to the people? Like I was telling you about the services we have online. Look at Uber, look at SafeBorder. These are kind of businesses. These are entrepreneurs that are operating their businesses online. Today, people have abandoned cooking. They just sit home, order CJs. Those are the products. It means for someone to sell, you cannot sell what you don't have. You should possess a product or a service that people will yearn to consume or to buy. So, ladies and gentlemen, what is a product? A product is tangible, like a cloth, food, electronics. That's something that you can touch, that customers can touch and feel. That is a product. So whenever you are thinking about to begin a business and to operate or market anything online, think about, am I going to market a product or am I going to market a service? Whereby a service and a product, they require different marketing skills because a product is tangible and a service is intangible. For services, we have communication, we have consultation, software, education. These two things are totally different and they require different digital marketing skills. So, dear ladies and gentlemen, as I proceed, we are talking about selling online, making money online. I remember in the ancient days, or some days back, you could find people moving with their products on their head, hawking. They are trying to look for their customers, their products. So, dear ladies and gentlemen, what is selling? So, this is the process of offering a product, a service, or an idea to someone in exchange for value. And typically, this value is money. So many people, like the young entrepreneurs, or the main goal of people to begin businesses is, what value do I get at the end? And this value is typically money. I offer you a product, I offer you a service, I offer you an idea, but in exchange for value, typically which is called money. So, dear ladies and gentlemen, whenever you are selling online, how do you position yourself? Because I've told you technology came and technology is there to exist. If you don't adjust to technology, you'll be eliminated, you'll be kicked out of the market. Time is going to come when you enter Kampala, you don't see people on the streets calling for customers. The person just sits at the back of their business, then carries on online marketing, online selling, online advertising. Then customers placing their orders, they're able to receive their goods or service. But before you sell your product or service or an idea, what do you need to understand? One, are you in a position to understand the customer needs? Before you offer your product, your idea, your service online for marketing, for the customers to buy, did you really sit at the back and think about that this product, this service is needed? Or it's there to solve this problem? Because always customers demand for a product, demand for a service, demand for an idea because they have a problem they want to solve. So for anyone to be in a position to sell online, first understand the customer needs. What are my customer needs? Don't just offer a product, don't just offer a service online that is not demanded for. Secondly, presenting the benefit and the value of the product or service. We have TikTok, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have many media handles that where we can do digital marketing, where we can sell online. But how do you present the benefit of your product or service? We have seen companies that don't operate locally, like they don't operate locally, they're abroad, but they have customers that are purchasing their goods via online. You have never seen the office of this company, you have never seen the office of this business, but you are consuming their goods. Why? Because they mastered the art of presenting the benefits and the value of their products and services online. As young entrepreneurs and business owners, are we in a position to understand the value of the product and the benefits of the products and services to our customers? At the other end, do we build the trust to potential customers? I remember one time I was seated at home, then placed in an order. They told me, CJ is sorry, Bravo Food, they told me in 30 minutes, you are going to receive your package. And I was very hungry. The package took like 1.5 hours. Do you think, how did I feel? I felt so bad. So it means by that, I've lost my trust to this company. So as business owners, as young entrepreneurs that are yearning to sell their goods online, that are doing digital marketing, always build the trust of your potential customers. How do you address the concerns and the objections? of your product or service online. So, dear ladies and gentlemen, selling is a process that you need to follow everything and take keen note of everything. Once you make a mistake in one of the processes, then one of the steps, your product is going to lose market online, on social medias, on other platforms that are digital. What are the different types of selling? You have your product. How do you want to sell your product? Are you going to move on foot or to ride a bicycle face to face looking for the sales? That is face to face sales. Are you going to use telemarketing? Or are you going to use digital marketing, what we call online sales, like what I'm going to discuss about today? Consultative selling or relationship selling? Dear ladies and gentlemen, young entrepreneurs and business owners, this drives me to the topic of the day: how to sell anything to anyone online. The richest businessmen, businesswomen, the young entrepreneurs we know, they master the art of selling their products, selling their services and ideas online. You can never find harm on the streets looking for customers. You can never find steal on streets looking for the customers. But guess what? Whenever you want to sell anything to anyone, this requires a lot of marketing skills, and these include: one, marketing, advertising. Brand recognition is very key. That will drive to the demand and supply. What is the value proposition of the product or service or idea that you are offering online? As I dive into details of this, I'm here to ask you, what is now marketing? Because we hear marketing, whereby some people confuse it with advertising. They think that marketing is advertising. If I'm marketing, I'm automatically advertising, which is totally wrong. If I've marketed my product, I've advertised it. I've equally advertised it. Let us first see this case. Imagine that you go to a party, and you see a beautiful girl on a party. You go to her and say, I'm very rich, I want to marry you. You see that girl? It's you approaching her and telling her you are very rich, you want to marry her off. That's now what we call direct marketing. You are marketing yourself to the customer. You have your product. Once you put it on TikTok account, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a business these days, if you have a business that does not have social media handles, specifically for the business, for non-personal use, for the business, the business should own a TikTok account. The business should own a Twitter account, Facebook account. whereby you are going to do what we call direct marketing. Therefore, what is marketing? Marketing, this is a process of promoting and communicating the value of a product or service or an idea to potential customers. Fine, you have your product, you have your service, you have your idea. But how best do you promote it? How best do you communicate it? You bear with me for the network. I was still asking, if you want to do digital marketing, if you want to make money online out of your business, does your business have some of the accounts of the social media accounts? Like TikTok? Because these days TikTok is trending. It's one of the digital marketing medias where everyone can easily get access to your product, to your service, to your idea, and where you can easily promote or communicate the value of your product or service to the potential customers. Do you regularly post your products on those handles? If you regularly post those products or service or those ideas, what are they communicating? Are they communicating the value? Are they communicating the benefit of your product or service? That if a person lands on your video of the products of or services or an idea is like, wow, I need to consume, I need to buy this product. Dear ladies and gentlemen on the call, marketing is very key in selling a product or a service. If I'm to ask, do you understand the target customers and their needs as a seller of the product or service or an idea? What are my target customers? You know, there are certain products that are consumed by a certain audience. So you should focus on that audience. You should be selective. When you are marketing your product, some products are selective to be marketed online. So, dear ladies and gentlemen, the young entrepreneurs, the business owners, master the art of digital marketing. Master the art of marketing online that will help you earn more money compared to a person that is having face-to-face selling. Advertising. Fine, you have your product. Fine, you have your service. You have your idea. But do people know about your product? Do people, are they aware about your product or service online? I also have a scenario on that. Imagine you attend a party and your friend goes to a girl and points at you, telling the girl, he is very rich, marry him. That is now what we call advertising. You have your product, you have your service, you have your idea. Are you in a position to get some channels that the potential customers can get access to the information about your product? Therefore, advertising is a formal marketing communication that promotes a product or service or an idea through various channels such as digital media, broadcast, or print medias. Fine, you have your product, you have your service, you have your idea. Do you take an extra mile to post them on digital media like Facebook, TikTok, Twitter? Or we have WhatsApp. Do you status your business? You go through your contacts, how many people do you have in the contact list? If you spare like 3 hours a day to post the products you have, do you know how many people get to know about your products in those 3 hours? Do you go an extra mile to go to broadcast medias like television, radios, to talk about your product or service or an idea? Dear ladies and gentlemen, the aim of advertising, it is aiming at building the brand awareness, driving sales, inform and educate, and persuade customers to buy your product or service or an idea. So without advertising your product or service, your potential customers will not be aware of your brand. You cannot make sales. They cannot get information about your product. They're not educated. They will not be motivated to purchase your goods. So advertising is very key. And I've already told you that technology has come. You don't need to get a microphone, start walking. You have your personal phone. You can advertise using your personal phone. Dear ladies and gentlemen, we always lose it out when we come to brand recognition of our products. We lose it out. You have your product, you have your service, but even you are not in a position to explain how valuable, what are the benefits of this product or service to your customers. This will make you to lose the brand. I have also a scenario. A girl walks to you and says, "You are rich. Can you marry me?" Of course, that's now brand recognition. We see many businesses operating online. For example, CJ's, KFC. KFC does not have time to go door to door looking for customers. It's customers looking for the CJ's products. Why? Because of the brand recognition. The customers have recognized the brand of CJ's. The customers have recognized the brand of KFC. Dear ladies and gentlemen, what is a brand? This is a unique identity, value that represents a product, service, or a company. Fine, you have offered your goods, your services, your idea online, but how unique are they? Brand. What is the value attached to it? Brand. That will make it different from other products that are being advertised, that are being marketed online. As young entrepreneurs and business owners, we need to build a brand of our products. We need to build a brand of our services. We need to build a brand of our businesses and companies. If you build it, we are in a position to build what we call brand loyalty of our customers. Customers become loyal to our brands. I've ever used some transport means from Kampala to Mbarara. But you find like some people have what we call brand loyalty to global buses. One, because they have identified the value of those transport means. They have identified the experience of using global buses. Brand recognition. As you are building the brand of your product, as you are building the brand of your service, your idea or company or business, put it in mind that customers pay for the brand, not the product. That is very key. I come, buy your good online. The experience I get after consuming your product, it's when it will push me to come and purchase another product. So I'm paying for the brand, but I'm not paying for the product. And remember that always your brand or your brands, let them have an enemy so that your customers can fight against someone. I love football. I love listening to music. Look at the two brands, Messi and Ronaldo. Because Ronaldo built his brand, Messi built his brand, but the supporters, the fans of Ronaldo, they are in position to fight for Ronaldo's brand. In his absentia, you find that a Ugandan who has never seen Ronaldo is busy defending Ronaldo's brand loyalty and recognition. You have ever heard of the Shibaholic, the Cindy's? Those are brands that are enemies to each other. But you find like customers are in position to defend the brand. So does your company have defense from the customers because of your brand, of the product, of the company or service? That's a question that you should always ask yourself when you are doing digital marketing, when you are thinking about selling any product to anyone. And always keep it in mind that people do not care about your product. They don't. They only care about what your product can do for them. Do you think people care about Apple? Do you think people care about Nike? No. They only care about the products, what they can do. Someone goes to buy an iPhone because it takes a good pic. That's what it can do for him. So, whenever we are coming up with a product that we are going to sell them online, that we are going to market them online, don't focus on the product, but focus on the value and the benefit of the product to our potential customers. I love one businessman, that is Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple company, the man was very smart. Did not focus about the product, but focused about what the product can do for the customers. That if the person buys an iPhone today and it takes a good pic, if I'm able to release another iPhone, the person will yearn to buy the other iPhone because of the experience he has had of using this one. So in your business, do you have such customers? If I'm to ask. Is your company brand? And some of us lose it out. We think that brand is a name. We think that brand is a logo. No, brand is not a name. Brand is not a logo. Brand is that experience, that unique identity, that value that represents a product, the benefit that a customer gets after consuming or purchasing your product or service. Let us watch these videos about branding and brand recognition.
This is not a brand. This is not also a brand. This, and this. These are not brands. These are logos. And logos don't make brands. A logo is a visual representation of a brand. It is for identification and not the brand itself. But a brand, your brand is the feeling you leave behind, is the experience you create for your users. It is the story you tell. A brand is the overall perception consumers have about a product, service, or company.
So that is brand recognition and brand in a business. If you are a young entrepreneur, if you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, you are a marketeer that is yearning to sell, that is yearning to market the products online or digital-wise. If you fail to get that brand recognition of the product of the company, at least strive to get what we call personal brand. What is your personal brand? What do people know about you? Your integrity, your personality, your trustworthy. Because in business, the most key value is trust. If you lose trust, you have lost customers and you have lost money. So let us look at this short video about personal brand.
Your logo is like your face. It is how someone can identify and recognize you in a crowd full of different faces. But your face doesn't make up 100% of your personality, does it? No. Your face is just a part of your body, just the same way your logo is just a part of your brand's visual identity system. Your pretty face might attract people to you, no doubt, but if your personality is terrible, Like you're rude, you're aggressive, and you're violent. People will avoid associating with you. Not because
That is branding. Very key in digital marketing and how to sell the product to anyone and how to make money online. As I proceed, value proposition. Another element that is very crucial in digital marketing and how to sell things online. You find yourself that you have a variety of products that you are dealing with. You have the same competitors, they are selling the same products. But what is the value proposition of your product? It's a question that should always keep at the back of your mind. I'm dealing in this, but what is my value proposition? Let us look at this scenario. You tell a girl, I'm very rich, marry me, and she slaps you. Now that is customer feedback. That is telling you that there is no value proposition for your product or service. So what is value proposition? This is a statement that explains the unique benefit and value that a product or service or a company offers to the customers. A statement explaining a unique benefit or value. All of us, we are using TikTok. All of us, we are using Twitter. We are using Facebook to market our product, to market our service online. And we want to make the same money. But how unique is your product going to appear on TikTok? How unique is your service going to appear to be marketed on Facebook? Value proposition. That's why you find that on TikTok accounts, the business is advertising, is marketing, but it has 25 followers because they are not unique in their marketing skills. Be unique. Let your business be unique. Let your marketing skills, let your digital marketing skills be unique from others. M10 is a service. It offers services. But when it comes to marketing and advertising their services and products, they incur a lot of time and money for their adverts to look exceptional on the media handles, to look unique. So it means by doing so, they have attached value. There is what we call value proposition for their products and services. Why value proposition? It helps you to answer what problems do we solve. If your customer looks at the product, then understands its value, its uniqueness on the market, on the media, will not have that doubt. What problems do we solve? Will automatically understand this one solves this. Then also, what benefits do we offer? Because you are marketing online, you are making money online, you are selling your goods online. Customers will not again ask for the benefits. Which benefits do you offer? Why? Because you have exhausted everything in the value proposition. You don't leave a room of doubt to your products by the customer. And it always answers, why do you choose us? That's why I told you that in brand recognition, that's why you find a Ugandan protecting the brand of Messi, the brand of Ronaldo. Why? Because there is value proposition. There is some unique personality. There is some uniqueness in Ronaldo, uniqueness in Messi that cannot call for a room of doubt by the customers. Value proposition. Do your products have value proposition? Do your marketing skills have value proposition? Are they unique? If you find that your products are unique and they have value proposition, now it will push your products online to go for what we call the demand and supply. All of us, we are dealing in selling gadgets. I've never seen people selling gadgets, doing digital marketing. They are everywhere marketing their products, gadgets like phones, electronics. So the uniqueness, the skills you use to market your products, to advertise your products, the value proposition of your product will foster what we call demand and supply. I have another case. You said to a girl, I'm very rich, marry me. She introduces you to the husband. How fun is it? You tell a girl, I'm very rich. Then she introduces you to the husband. Then that is demand and supply. It means the girl, by the mere fact of the girl introducing you to the husband, there will be demand. She has created the demand. The husband this way will demand, and you also will demand to marry her. It's the same on digital marketing. It's the same on selling goods online. You're not the only person selling that product. You have competitors. And you are sharing the same audience or same customers. That will drive to what we call demand and supply gap. What is demand? The ability backed up by willingness of a customer to buy a product or service at a given price level is called the demand. We yearn to do digital marketing. We yearn to sell our goods online. But the main factor that will push our demand is price. How do we price? Do you compare the price of other competitors online before you offer your products for sale? Do you understand the income of your customers? So, if you understand them, it means the demand of your product will be very high. We said that higher price, lower demand, and low price, higher demand. The purpose of us producing a product, offering it for sale online, and marketing it online is to get profits, but not abnormal profits. Because these customers make research about products and make research about the prices of these products. They always look for favorable prices. that will equate to their level of income. So whenever you want to market a product online, you want to sell something online, look at the price factor. How am I pricing my product compared to my competitors? Does not call for overpricing, it does not call for underpricing. Have a favorable price. So if the demand for your product online is very high, automatically it will lead to higher supply. It will force you to produce more. And whenever you produce more, now this is now drives to what we call business growth and development. The business growth booms, goes to the peak. So supply, this is the ability backed up with the willingness to produce at a given price by the producer. That is supply. But you don't come out of the blue. Then you say that I want to produce this. First, think about it. Always we say that business begins from idea generation. So in supply, you should be in a position to know what, when, how, where, and for whom to produce. If you put those 5 factors in your head, you are going to produce more. When you talk about what, that is the product. When you talk about when, that is the period. How, that is the production technique. Where, that is the market. For whom, those are your customers. So when we talk about where, you have selected to sell your products online. What should you do? You should do what we call digital marketing. For whom? Those are your customers. When the period, we have seasonal goods. So that is demand and supply. Very key in digital marketing and very key in selling goods online. If you master it, you'll be in a position to make money online. Dear ladies and gentlemen, on the call, there are other keynotes in selling things online or selling things on digital marketing that we feel that they are not important, but they're very important and they are very crucial in business. 1, feel is more compelling than a feature. Feel is very more compelling than a feature. You have a product, but do your customers feel the product that you own? You can possess a phone, but you don't know. You don't know even how to advertise it. You don't know how to market it for your customers to get the feeling, the willingness to buy it. So find ways, find strategies to impulse, to persuade the customers to get that feeling to come and buy the product you have. That is the feeling. Seduce their feelings. I remember when we were still young, we could get those advertisements of Alambe Kale powder, mchuzi mix. Then they are singing that Alambe Kale powder can change eggplants to meat. Persuasive advertisement. It means it seduces the feeling of someone to go and buy Alambe Kale powder to see how eggplants will turn to meat. Uniqueness. That is driving feelings of people to come and buy your goods online. As a person selling goods online, as a person doing digital marketing, Never order customers to buy your stuff. Show them a dream. Never order them to buy, but show them a dream. The best company that does this is an Apple company. If you are on iPhone 14, they will show you a prototype of iPhone 15. Then customers will be starting imagining, visualizing about how our iPhone 15 will be. By the time iPhone 15 is on market, ready for sale, no one will order customers to buy that iPhone. They will just go and buy it. Why? Because the owner created a dream to the customers. Have you ever created a dream online for your customers about your product or service or an idea? Scarcity drives demand. You should take note of this. Whenever you are online, you are dealing online, you are marketing online, create what we call scarcity of goods. We have seen many people. I remember there is a certain year back in the period when sugar was very scarce. But why those producing companies connived and they did what we call hoarding of sugar? Why? Because they wanted to drive demand. So, master that. If the customer comes online saying, I want this dress like this in this fashion and this fashion, can you create some scarcity of that dress? And you see if the customer's demand is very high. Then if it is very high, you will be in position to increase the price because the demand of the dress is very high. But because we don't know that, we find ourselves deliberating to the customers. Customers use our ignorance as people selling goods online, as people doing digital marketing. Can we learn to hold goods? Can we learn to make goods scarce on the market to drive demand? Also, keynote to making more money. How do you make more money? This is very interesting. If you want to make more money selling online or digital marketing, always look for the rich people. Because rich people, they have potential or they have what we call effective demand to our products and services. And always, we normally see that these rich people, their bargaining power is very low compared to the poor people. I'm sorry to say that as we are dealing online, we should segregate the poor ones. But master that. That's why you see that CJ's has packages matching to the level of your income. So it means it is targeting all the audiences, but the main goal is always sell to the rich people. And lastly, that is very, 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 very key in digital marketing and selling online. Do not confuse your customers with many options. Whenever you confuse, you bring a lot of products on market, customers will lose choice. Lose choice of the products. So always limit them to one product or to two products that they should make choice. So let us watch this video
Did you know that offering too many products can actually hurt your sales? It's called the paradox of choice. When customers are overwhelmed, they freeze and make no decision at all. Instead, offer fewer curated options and guide them to the best choice. Simplifying decisions simplifies buying. And that means higher conversions for you because
Paradox of choice. Can we avoid it? And limit customers to few products and services or ideas. Whenever you have a lot of products and services, it will limit customers to make decisions on which product to take and to leave out. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to stop here, and I would love to take this opportunity to thank the TechLift Academy for coming up with this program that will enhance our digital marketing skills and enhance our businesses, that we are in the world of technology. We are in the VUCA world, whereby the world is volatile, the world is uncertain, is unpredictable, the world is complex, and the world is ambiguous in business, where we need to adjust to technology because technology came and it came to stay. It did not come to drive away the businesses, but it came to enhance and improve on our businesses. So we thank the TechLift Academy, the management, for coming up with this idea. For more information, those are my contacts and the email. And thank